everyone, and welcome to the General Hospital recap for November 6th. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps, and also be a beauty and hit that bell down below so you get notified every time we upload a new video. Really fast, before I get into it, my time hop for the 6th. Turns out the whole Jason revealed extravaganza from 2 years ago started on the 6th, so I'm going to include some of my time hops in here so we can all revel in this together. Let's get right to it. At J. Sam's place, Port Charles Jason apologizes for not realizing how hard this is for Sam. He's gonna figure out what's going on. Obviously, this other guy is a fraud, a stranger. He is her husband. Yes, she validates him and all that. She loves him, their family, she has no doubt. But she's not saying what he wants to hear. He needs her to say that she knows he's Jason Morgan. She hesitates and the phone rings and he's gonna get it. It's Curtis, and Sam thinks about this Steve Burton Jason. He tells Sam that he asked Curtis to look into the imposter and Curtis found something, and Curtis sends him a picture of the sketch from Franco's office and also the death certificate for Andrew Moore. And Sam looks at it, puts stuff together. Moore, it's the same birthday as Jason. Like, what does this mean? At General Hospital, Franco went to pick up Elizabeth, but she already left. He goes to his art therapy room and the door is open. Diane comes in. She wants Franco to drop the charges against Steve Burton Jason. He won't. He doesn't know who this imposter is. He should stay in jail. He belongs there. And I'm like, okay, dude, this is really rich coming from you. Am I right? Diane thinks that he's hiding something, and he says that he's not hiding anything. And she asks what's going on. He won't say, and she tells him to reconsider what he's doing here. Save everyone the grief and the problem, and by the way, she will drag him if needed to save this other guy. So now he's alone and he looks in his secret drawer, which is also open. Franco calls Elizabeth and asks if she's been at the studio. Port Charles, Jason, and Sam bust in to question Franco. Sam locks the door behind her. Franco is denying everything. Sam shows him the death certificate picture, and Port Charles Jason picks up a stool and is threatening him. And I was like, you can't, like, holding a stool is not a very threatening thing. I don't care who's holding it. Franco will tell them things. I'm sure it's not going to be all of it, but he's taking his time. Yes, Andrew Moore is the twin of Jason Morgan, but then he tells the rest that he didn't know the truth until recently, but then he says Andrew died of a heart defect as a kid, but he knows Andre was lying about that, and now he's just straight up lying because he knows about all this memory stuff, which he's going to conveniently leave out. He says Betsy told him about the death and shows them the certificate. Sam wants to authenticate it. Franco doesn't exactly want them to do that, and Port Charles Jason wants to see the picture that Jake saw with the two boys. Port Charles Jason takes that picture with him. Sam tells Franco to worry about Steve Burton Jason, worry that what's happening is just the start, and Franco asks if Port Charles Jason knows that Sam thinks the other guy is Jason, and she says regardless, the other guy will dismantle him. Also at General Hospital, Alexis is there. Scott wants to talk to her about Julian. He's in a lot of trouble. Last week, Julian was beaten within an inch of his life. He's okay now. This hasn't been his first fight, though. Alexis feels that he's being targeted and there's going to be no extra security or anything for him. This is where Scott needs Alexis to step in. He's working on getting Julian out of general population, and he needs her to talk to Julian to convince him to stay away from these people that keep going after him. Apparently, Julian won't back down from all this trouble, and it didn't even want Alexis to know about any of this. If Julian thinks he has something to live for, some hope, then maybe he will take a step back and not constantly be prodding or anything. And he needs to stay alive, basically. And Alexis has the most influence on him. Diane then approaches them. Scott leaves. Diane wants to make sure Scott and Julian aren't manipulating her. Alexis is concerned. She doesn't want Julian to be killed in prison, and Diane gets a text and she has to go. Also at the hospital, Finn is going over Cassie's test results. Nothing is jumping out at him. He has more tests coming though. He feels so far this is all good news though. Cassie heard that Finn and Anna broke up. He doesn't want to talk about his personal life though. She likes that he's very professional. Cassie is going to stay in Port Charles regardless of her test results, it turns out. She's staying for some business. She deals with imports, and she's going to tap the Port Charles market. Finn finds a way to get some more information and ask questions, and she says they could go out for a drink and talk about it unless hospital gossip is wrong, and he is still with Anna, and he will call her when her final results are in. At Anna's, Valentine is in Anna's house. She pulls a gun and wants him to leave. He knows about this whole Anna-Finn relationship, and he thinks it could be a performance to get him, and it's not a coincidence that Finn is treating Cassie Pierce. Anna feigns ignorance. She wants him to leave. He implies that he would blow Finn's cover, and she tells him to wait. So she'll be honest if he will. Yes, she knows his association with Cassie and the jewel thievery. Anna doesn't care about that old stuff, though. She cares about the opioids and what Cassie is doing. Valentine says he may have been invited to join Cassie's operation, but that's not him. He would do a lot, but that's not his kind of business. At the jail, Elizabeth goes to see Steve, Bert, and Jason. She needed to see him for herself to see if this is possible. Yes, it's him. It's Jason. She asks about the park, and yes, he had said Jake's name. He saw him. It's kind of putting me off because she's talking to him in a really accusatory tone, like he's doing something wrong. And he was just shocked, and he smiled because, like, that's Jake. He thought he was dead, and it's like nothing happened. Like, it wasn't anything that he should be talked to in that manner for. Steve Burton, Jason won't plead temporary insanity. He'd go after Franco again. He's not crazy, and well, this is gonna be super awkward. She says people and lives have changed, including Franco, and yes, Carly told him about the brain tumor and that relationship, and how his relationship with Carly was like a huge mistake. Carly made the right decision doing what she did, and she's like, oh, what, as opposed to me? Is me being with Franco a bad decision? And I'm like, did he, like, no? Like, did anyone tell him that she was with Franco? Did I miss something? He hasn't seen the way that he is now, and Jason knows what he knows, though. He hurt people, and nothing will change that. Liz defends his medical condition. Franco helped Jake after Helena did what she did to Jake, and he lives with her and the boys, but none of that changes anything for Steve, Bert, and Jason. She needs to tell him something, though. Franco was digging into his past, and she feels he and this other person need to know. Heather Weber lied about Franco being his twin, but Susan Moore did have twins. She was afraid of the Quartermains and hid the other boy. And I'm like, okay, way to go, Elizabeth. She's actually sticking to what she wanted to do and is telling him the truth. But then she says neither of them are Andrew because there's a death certificate. And I think is the information she's working with. Like, I don't think she's covering something up like Franco is. Steve, Bert, and Jason appreciates her telling him this, and she says she's keeping a promise to herself. And she tells him about her keeping poor Charles Jason's identity a secret, and she almost married him, and she'll always regret what she did. Steve, Bert, and Jason doesn't blame her and says she shouldn't blame herself, and maybe the reason she was able to keep it a secret is because deep down she knew it wasn't him. Okay, that's a way to look at it. I mean, no, but that's a way to look at it. E-Cat, the people haven't seen you in so long. Say hi, my name is E-Cat. I go meow, meow. Yeah, okay, go back on your toy. And now end scene. Finn sees Deanna is a little off, an opioid OD in the ER, third one this week. It's having an effect on her. Oh, hello, Misha. I'm surrounded by kitties. Valentine doesn't want the drugs in their community. Anna says to go to Cassie and accept the offer to join and be Anna's spy in the organization. Plot twist. Liz still believes Port Charles Jason is Jason. She can't explain him, though. She did what she came to do today. She told him the truth. Okay, now he has a place to start looking. She'll try to convince Franco to drop the charges. Franco calls Elizabeth again, hoping she's home. He takes out the Andre document, thinking about how the tumor didn't cause him to do what he did. He did all those things before, and maybe he could do all those things again. Poor Charles Jason is a little overwhelmed, needless to say. Sam says that they'll find out the truth. She calls him Jason. She has his back no matter what. Alexis is at Pentonville, and we see Julian! Oh my goodness! He's all beat up though, so not good. Alright, so that is it for the 6th. I will be right with you at the 7th, and I hope you have a great day. Okay, bye!